Hello everyone, it's me, Mary or Hawk. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a non-comprehensive list, a 21 idea long list of things you can do to protect yourself metaphysically, spiritually, or magically that you could possibly incorporate into your magical tradition. Know that if this is not something that's part of your tradition, if it doesn't feel right, you don't have to do it. And if you do something in your tradition that is allowed to be shared with others and you want to share it in the comment section below, I highly encourage and welcome other people's thoughts and ideas, so long as everyone remains respectful towards each other and is just mindful that everyone has a different tradition and has different beliefs and actions they take within their tradition that they come from. So with that being said, let's get into some 21 or more ideas of things you can do to protect yourself, some terms and concepts that we will cover, and so the bottom line when it comes to protecting you, your energy, your space, etc. So the first idea is to wear protection oils daily, kind of like a perfume oil. Do that in the beginning of the day at the very least, and also after you've washed up before you go to bed. This could help protect you mundanely and spiritually, help protect you when you're out in your mundane life spiritually. You have spiritual protection for that, and also you are spiritually protected when you are more vulnerable and sleeping, and you may be in the astral potentially. You're going to want that protection, and that's just something you can do to help protect yourself, is to anoint yourself with a protection intention oil. It could be an evil eye, warding off like the evil eye type oil, or it could be like your own protection oil that you make. Whatever suits you and your tradition, use what you got. The second thing you can do is to re-up your wards in apotropaic magic, meant for protecting you, your energy, your home, or your space. So if you have like a ward for a jar, some meant to contain and keep in these ideas long term that you use to protect your space, for instance, if something seems off energetically or it feels like it's done its job, it's important to every once in a while, every couple times a year, or whenever it feels intuitively right to you, to redo and renew these wards and protect apotropaic magical things that you do to ward and protect you and your home and your space when you are in it, and also when you are not in it. Another thing you can do, the third thing, is wear, use, or carry or meditate with protection crystals like black tourmaline, hematite, and smoky quartz. I'll get into why when it comes to the terms and concepts after the 21st idea. However, those are crystals that you can use to protect yourself and just keep yourself regulated and grounded. Those are really good crystals for that. In fact, I often wear a hematite bracelet for that exact reason. The fourth thing you can do, number 4, is to trust your intuition when something feels off. If something feels off, if your guides, your spirit guides, or your divination, or just something intuitively feels off, trust your gut. Just trust it. If something, even in the mundane, if your gut, if you have an inkling that this isn't just a mundane thing, this isn't just a seemingly mundane occurrence, and there is something spiritual behind this, trust your gut on that one and re-up your protections, and just protect your space, protect your energy, keep firm on your boundaries. If something feels off, trust your gut. Always trust your gut. Number 5 is to cleanse your space and self, also your body, your physical self, and your clothing and all that, spiritually and ideally physically, via smoke, baths, or crystals, or floor washes, or whatever you feel is right to use. Use both physical and or mundane and magical methods of cleansing, because if there's just a bunch of stuck, stagnant energy that's holding you back and holding you down, that's kind of oppressive, you're going to want to clear that out of your space somehow. Whether that is both by physically, mundanely cleaning, and then having, using like maybe an intention floor wash. So that's both physically and spiritually cleanses your space and make sure that you are protected and not keeping around the stagnant energy or these things that aren't serving you, essentially is what I'm getting at. So cleanse your space and yourself regularly, both spiritually, yes, and ideally with a mundane action behind it to enforce the spiritual on top of it, such as a floor wash or a bath, like I said earlier. Number 6, yeah, we're on 5, yes. Number 6 is to grid your home and space or room or your bedside table with protection crystals. It's just like I mentioned, you should wear some when you're out and about. It's important that you maybe have some by your bedside, because when you're in the astral, when you're asleep, or your mind and body, it's kind of hard to describe, but when you are in the astral but your body is seemingly asleep, you are more vulnerable, and you don't want other entities or energies coming at you while you were in a more vulnerable state, not space, state. When you were asleep, you're going to want to be protected. So that is something I think is very, very, very important. Another thing you can do, 7, is to burn protection herbs and incense like rosemary, mugwort, and yerba santa. Yerba santa can also be used to cleanse. So, like I said with the cleansing thing, if you have an herb that doubles as a spiritual cleansing and protecting, that is very good, because then you can both put the intention out there to cleanse and protect yourself at the same time, which is very nice, because then you don't have to go in after you cleansed. Well, you should, but you don't have to necessarily directly after re-up every single protection if you have something that both is cleansing and protecting, like rosemary, in theory anyways. I mean, if your tradition differs on that one, that's okay. So yes, burning protective herbs and incense like rosemary, mugwort, and yerba santa is very much a good idea for number 7. Number 8 is to, when you do your spells, do protection, uncrossing, and return to sender spells as often as you feel intuitively is necessary. So I kind of like to wrap these all into one thing. So I uncross myself from anything that is latched onto me, any connections that I don't want. I uncross myself from that, and then I return that energy I don't want that I've uncrossed myself from to the sender. So not only am I no longer affected, but it's just back to whoever sent it to me, if it's not for my best and highest good. And then, so it doesn't immediately come back and reattach itself to me, I do a protection working on myself and my space to make sure that I am protected, period. It's just something that is important that people should do. Not that they have to, but it's a good idea, I should say, for you to do protection, uncrossing, and return to sender spells or workings. Number 9 is if you work with any entities, whether it is spirit guides, allies, and allies such as a deity, a guide, an ancestor, an angel, infernal being, hidden folk, etc., pray to and petition them. If they are a spiritual ally or guide to use in particular, and you know that they have your best interest in mind, asking them to protect you before you go to bed. If you feel like something's going to be off in the morning, just petition them, pray to them for protection, and ask that they keep you safe and only allow what is for your best and highest good to come through and to occur. So that's something that can be very important, and in some people's traditions, and I think it can also give you a level of self-assuredness, so you don't feel as worried about that thing. You feel more confident and less concerned that something is going to get you when you are in a more vulnerable state. That is something that can be important to pray to and petition your spiritual guides and allies. So number 10 is to keep a protection sachet in your bra or your pocket. I said bra/pocket because if you wear a bra, there's chances are you're also wearing what are traditionally considered women's jeans, which don't tend to have pockets, or like women's pants don't tend to have pockets, or dresses or anything like that. So either keep it in your bra, or if you wear something with pockets and you don't wear bras, put it in your pocket instead. That can be something that is really nice, because then you have something personal to protect you when you're out and about in the mundane world. You are energetically protected. Another thing you can do, the number 12, 11 I mean, wow, I did the numbers off. Maybe I don't have 21 things. Okay, number 11 is to wear an evil eye or hamsa with intention. So these are symbols that are typically seen as protective and warding against the evil eye. I think it depends on the tradition which one or either or that you wear. However, I tend to wear evil eyes personally to protect myself from the evil eye. Number 12, or what would have been 13, is to bless the people targeting you with negative intentions. Bless them with positive self-evolution, growth, and to become a better person. So if you don't want to do baneful or baneful adjacent workings, you can instead bless the people who are targeting you to become better people, to realize the error of their ways, realize what they're doing, realize their malicious intent, and to, instead of targeting everyone with their malicious intent, bless them so that they work on that, so they grow past needing to be petty and vindictive, if you catch my drift. So that would be number 12. Number 13 is to use words that are needed and felt necessary intuitively to keep your peace and firm boundaries. This may include telling someone to F off. you get my idea. So, like, don't keep your throat chakra blocked. If you need to say something, even if it's harsh, say it with love if you can. But if you need to say it, if you need to keep your, if this is how you keep your peace, and it is for your and the other people's best and highest good. Yeah, keep your peace and keep firm boundaries. And yes, that sometimes does include telling someone to kindly f off. As number 13 to use what feels right intuitively to say. Say what feels right intuitively. That's coming from the heart. Say it from the heart. And keep your boundaries firm. Number 14 is to keep firm boundaries and not let others cross them. That is something that is very important. Just keep, because yes, that can be mundane, however, also it can't be spiritual. Keep spiritual and mundane boundaries and don't let others cross them, and be very firm, and don't give in when they're pestering you to give in. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep firm on your boundaries. Number 14, 15 is to wear kohl eyeliner to protect from the evil eye. I know this was a thing in ancient Egyptian. It's an ancient Egyptian thing, but it's also a thing in some Southeast Asian countries, to wear kohl to protect against the evil eye. So you can use kohl eyeliner to protect against the evil eye, and that is something you can do. And if you don't have kohl, make do with a black eyeliner instead, or a dark blue or black eyeliner. That can help protect against things like negative influences, like the evil eye, like bad luck sent your way from other people. It just protects against the jealousy, the evil eye, the bad luck, the negative intentions, wearing things like kohl eyeliner. Number 16 is to, when you're applying skincare, especially SPF, because it is a protection thing. If you catch my drift, it's sun protection, but it's also protection in general. When you're applying your SPF or sun protection, draw a sigil on yourself with the sunscreen, like with your finger and the sunscreen. Draw a sigil on yourself and then rub it in, because that is a way of protecting yourself. You're keeping yourself protected from both the sun's like UVA, UVB rays, and you're also protecting yourself against influences you don't want to attach itself to you. You don't want negative influences and energies attaching itself to you or targeting you, and you're protecting yourself against that by using sigils and drawing it on yourself with the sunscreen. Number, it was 16, right? Number 17. Yeah, 17 is to burn a protection candle when doing spell work. Burn a protection candle during spell work. Therefore, energies you don't want to come in can't come in, essentially. Just put out the intention when you're lighting the candle, that only the energies that you specifically want to allow in to benefit you when you're working can come in, and that anything else has to stay out and cannot come in when you are lighting the candle. That'll be number 17. Number 18 is casting a circle, if that's a part of your tradition. It is not a part of mine. However, I thought I'd mention casting a circle can be an important part. It's kind of like the concept of what I'm doing with the candle, only it's more of a bubble around you, a circle around you, if you will, instead of just a candle. That can actually also be very useful. Energetically cast a circle. 19 is to incorporate protection sigils into your wall art and decor. So if you make your own drawings and paintings, or if you do something abstract, maybe within that abstract painting, say it's a watercolor piece. You know those watercolor pencils? You can draw a sigil, right, on the artwork with the watercolor pencil, and then when you're doing the rest of the watercolor work, it kind of fades into the background, or it could be prominent if you'd like it to be, and it protects you and your energy and your space, moreover, even when you're not there. And that's something that's very nice. It helps keep the vibes in your space immaculate and positive and protected. And 20 instead of 21 is to veil and protect your crown. So I do that with these evil eye headband, or sometimes with like scarves and things like that. I will anoint them with protection oils and put my intention in there that these negative spiritual influences cannot attach themselves to me and cannot come in and interfere with my intuition or my judgment or anything like that, or my energy. Essentially, it's my way of keeping myself and my spiritual center here protected, because your crown is your spiritual connection, is a spiritual, like your crown chakra is a spiritual center within your energetic body, and I guess physical, but more energetic body, and keeping that part of you protected is important. So that's something that I like to do, is to veil or wear something like this headband to protect my crown. Now into terms and concepts, like I was going to cover earlier. Apotropaic magic is essentially a magical act or object or something of the sort. Apotropaic magic is essentially something that has the power to avert evil influences, the evil eye, and bad luck. So something like a ward or protective spell jar or something, that would be a form of apotropaic magic. Sometimes it's different things depending on the tradition and what part of the world, but that is an example of something you could do. And into the crystals and why they were protective, such as hematite, tourmaline, and smoky quartz. Hematite is known for grounding, protecting, and reflecting any negative energy sent your way to sender. So say you have a hematite ring, right, and you didn't bump it against anything and it randomly breaks while you're wearing it. It's said that someone tried to cast some bad influences your way, and it not only protected you, it did its job, and then it returned those energies back to sender, back to the person who sent it to you. It reflects it all the way back to the person who sent it to you. And that's something that is very good to know, and that's why I think it's important to wear things like hematite bracelets in my practice personally. Another thing that I do is use smoky quartz. I sometimes meditate with that because it grounds and protects me, but it also transmutes any negativity that I'm holding within me, whether it's from myself or others, and it transmutes that negativity to something either more neutral, or if I really focus my intent on it, it can transmute to something more positive. So in other words, it makes it not negative anymore, and it's more neutral to positive, depending on your intention and what you do with the smoky quartz, which is really nice. I think I also mentioned tourmaline earlier, and that's just an all-around really protective crystal. It's kind of like the guard dog of crystals. It'll protect you, it'll keep you safe. However, it is to be noted that with a lot of these protection crystals, whether it's hematite, smoky quartz, or black tourmaline, that it's important to cleanse them often. And things that you can cleanse them with are satin spar, selenite, smoke, and things of that nature. I don't necessarily recommend water, but you can do that depending on the hardness of the crystal. If it is not a 6 or lower on the Mohs scale of hardness, you are more likely to be able to put it in water or submerge it, such as smoky quartz, but I don't recommend black tourmaline or hematite necessarily. Another thing we should cover is sigils. Sigils are essentially magical symbols that you create, often with intentions and phrases, and you can sometimes, there's different ways to create it, but essentially it's a symbol that you create to carry out an intention that you have when used, whether it is burned, whether it is traced onto your skin with the sunscreen and you blend it in, or whatever the case may be, whether you wear it in your protection sachet, whatever the case is, essentially the sigil carries out that magical intention so that you can stay protected, or whatever the other intention you may have may be, it'll carry out that intention whenever it is used, or charged or activated or anything of the sort. Different things for different traditions, however, do what you feel is best. And the bottom line for this rambly video is do whatever feels right intuitively to you. Protect your energy, keep firm boundaries, protect your peace, and return to sender anything sent your way, either with love or otherwise. So to recap everything, because this is a very long and rambly video: protection oil, re-up wards, use protection crystals, wear them in jewelry, meditate with them, trust your intuition, cleanse your space and self regularly, grid home, space, room, or bedside table with protection crystals, burn protective herbs and incenses, do protection, uncrossing, and return to sender spells, pray and petition to any spiritual guides or allies you may have within your tradition, wear a protection sachet in your bra or pocket, keep an evil eye or hamsa on you in terms of jewelry or symbolism on you with intention, bless the people targeting you with negative energy with positive self-growth, evolution, and becoming a better person. Use words that feel necessary intuitively. Keep firm boundaries. Wear kohl eyeliner. Use a sigil, like trace a sigil onto your skin with sunscreen and then rub it in, blend it in. Burn a protection candle during spell work. Cast a circle. Incorporate protection sigils into your wall art or decor if you want to. and veil and protect your crown. So I hope this was okay and understandable. I was a bit rambly today. It was hard for me to articulate things. I hope you enjoyed this 20-minute long video. This is Hawk or Mary signing out. Stay protected, and you have a magical day.